a cold winter's night, what's going to warm me up more than the quintessential roast lamb? Unmistakably Australian. We've got a 2.5 kilo lamb leg here, boned in. We're going to season this bad boy up. Some signature, with some garlic, salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil, and rub that up. Got the oven preheated at 220. I want to get it in there hot, fast, and then drop it down after about 30 minutes. Back that off to about 160 for about 2.5 hours, then we'll check it. What's most important about doing a lamb leg roast, especially a bone-in roast, is you want to take it out of the fridge at least an hour beforehand. You want the internal temperature to warm up, so when you roast, you don't get a disparity or a huge disparity in heat displacement throughout the meat. So I've had this out for about an hour. Let's open it up and get it started. It's a beautiful leg of lamb. You don't need to do too much for it. The butchers at Super Butcher have done everything I need to. I've got the shank split off there. It's all trimmed up nicely. It's going to sit nicely in my roasting tray here. So I'm just going to add some garlic and a bit of this Lane's signature rub into a bowl with some oil to make just a little rub, a little paste to put on top. Now you don't have to use Lane's. You can use just salt, pepper, or your favorite lamb roasting rub. I like this one because it's fairly neutral and it doesn't have any sugars in it. So it's going to perform really well over time. A little bit more salt, just about a teaspoon. A bit of cracked pepper. All right, now just bring it all together with some oil. All right, perfect. All right, really get it in there. The spices in that Lane's rub, it's going to color up really nicely and help get you a nice bark on your lamb on your roast. You get a nice seasoning through all the meat as well. You cover all surfaces. All right, and I've just got it on the wire rack in the roasting tray. This is a great way to roast because you can lift it up off the contact from the meat so you don't get a direct heat transfer through the roasting pan. If you don't do that, you're going to get almost like a grill, so it's going to cook faster from the bottom. Getting the aeration through it, you're going to get an even cook. And if you notice it's starting to dry out but you're not quite ready, you can add a bit of stock in the bottom of it as well, so you can add a little bit of moisture. So you can really have a lot of versatility with the roasting rack. I highly recommend it when you're doing one of these big roasts. All right, so we're good to go with this. We'll get it in the oven, like I said, 220 for the first half an hour. We really want to get a nice sear on that external meat there. And then drop it back to 180 and we'll just check it after 2 hours. All right, bang on 2 hours. I've just rested it for half an hour out of the oven, just covered it lightly with some foil. Let's get into it. So I've got the lamb roast here. I've just done a couple of sides up, just some parsnip and onions, a little bit of rosemary, garlic, and I've just done some Brussels sprouts, finished them off with some butter and Parmesan. They're gonna marry up real nice. Super important to rest, guys, especially with something this big and the bone in it. I took it to an internal temperature of about 68, 69 degrees. So she should come out about medium. But if you don't rest it, you're going to get like an external cook that's really well done, and an internal cook, especially with the bone in, it's going to be really raw. So we want to make sure that the resting time is going to help release all that internal blood and internal moisture out to the outer parts, and everything just sort of relaxes evenly. All right, let's have a quick look here, guys. There you go. Super juicy, beautiful. All right, I'm super happy with how that's come up, guys. On a cold winter's night, this is gonna warm you up. Quintessential Australian roast dinner.